Coraline came out in 2009 and is the adaptation from the book that released back in 2002. And in this film, the story revolves around a young girl known as Coraline who moves into this new home with her mother and father. And Coraline doesn't seem to be getting so well with her normal family, and the relationship doesn't start off really strong. And Coraline eventually discovers a door that's been apparently in their home for many, many years. And this leads Coraline to enter this door that's in their walls, which leads her to a totally different world, which leads her to meet clones of the people she knew, but they have buttoned eyes. And at first, things seem peaceful and happy, but later, sinister and dark things are revealed about what these people want with Coraline. Coraline is one of the most influential animated films I have ever seen. This film is groundbreakingly beautiful. This film has amazing stop-motion animation. And this film really, really does deliver some positive messages for both kids and adults. Coraline is also one of those films that delivers the message on be careful what you wish for. Because things may seem good at first, especially if they're things that you wish for. But things can also take turns for the worse. And this film captures that really, really well. The character of Coraline alone is very interesting. We really get to relate with this girl, especially as a young little girl, because at times in reality, there are times where young girls or young kids in general will feel like they're not getting enough love or respect or experience from their parents. And seeing Coraline in this film not getting a really well relationship with her father and mother throughout the first half of the movie, it really is relatable, and it's kind of sad. And once we see Coraline enter this new world and everything is just completely different, we really do feel for this character. And it gives the audience such an alarming feeling if we should honestly trust these new people that Coraline are meeting. And many things that she just comes across is just very exciting and amazing. And we know that something sinister is going to happen later. And the idea and the feeling and mindsetting of that is really genius. And the creepy elements that are set up in this film that go with the stop motion animation is also genius. I really love how this film looks. It looks absolutely glamorous in a dark and creepy and disturbing way. This film will really disturb you in so many ways. For one, its stop motion animation is perfect. It's top notch. And that goes with the scary factor. It blends in with it perfectly. And let's talk about the other mother. Honestly, one of my favorite cinematic animated villains. This is a really good example of how to set up a villain in a film, especially in an animated movie. We see her as an average and caring person at first, but as the film goes on, sinister stuff begins to unfold. It's somewhat expected, but still, it is really messed up on the things that happen in the film later. And it's very unique on how this film is so able to set itself from being something amazing to something very dark. And that's a very important part of Coraline. The voice acting and the cast all around is absolutely phenomenal. Across the board, especially Dakota as Coraline, she really does a great job. And I really loved Dakota as an actress and her child acting career. I think she is a really talented actress. And she's not really well known in the film industry. And I honestly think she should get more recognized, because in her career, she really does really good. I mean, she's really done a really great job in her voice acting career, and she was also an actress alone, like in films like Man on Fire. And this film really does make her stand out as a really talented voice actress and actress in general. And she's really great here. I'd have to say easily the best thing about this movie is the chemistry between Coraline and her other parents. We start to see them as loving and caring parents, and it is obvious that they really do love Coraline. But the love that they have for Coraline is very creepy. It's almost too creepy at times. Because then we later find out what their love is like when they want to replace Coraline's... Spoilers if you guys have never seen Coraline. When they want to replace Coraline's actual eyes with buttons. And even though they may love Coraline as their own, we can finally see the horrors that Coraline is experiencing. And it's gonna take her... And then the second half of this movie, it literally takes her a lot to try to get back to her old parents. And she finally figures out what she's been missing this entire time. Her real parents. And it really does keep the audience hooked and pinned to their seat. And alarmed. And it's really something that adults can share with their children. The twisted and creepy elements are really well set up in this film, that they are so unforgettable. Especially the elements that occur during the final act of the movie. They are really spine-chilling. When Coraline realizes that her only way to escape is to face her other mother. And those elements during the final act are really unforgettable because they get engraved into your head. And that's mostly due to the fantastic performances, amazing and mind-blowing stop-motion animation, and extremely well-set sceneries. It is stupidly amazing on how well-made this film is. And I'd really love companies like Laika to make more movies, because they're not really that known, honestly. And I honestly think stop-motion animation would be perfect for this world, because stop-motion animation, in my opinion, is some of the best forms of animation you could put on the silver screen. Films like The Nightmare Before Christmas, Paranorman, and this film. Stop-motion animation really is a gift in the animated genre, and it's really unique and one of a kind. Because it's unlike no other form of animation. Coraline is one of the best out there. But one thing this movie tells really well is if you're not careful, you could lose the people you cared about and loved. And it's something that I think everyone should get out of when they watch films like Coraline. Because it's really, really relevant. The film is also filled with very memorable characters. Wybie, I really thought he was a funny and comedic character. I also really liked the cat and how it was able to have different personalities in different worlds. Like, it could speak in the other world, and it's just a normal cat in the normal world. All of the other characters, not just Coraline, all have very interesting traits to them. Especially her new neighbors that she meets. And it makes the film such a better experience. And more haunting. Coraline is an inspirational animated film from all standards. This film has breathtakingly gorgeous stop-motion animation, amazing characters, fantastic scares, and thrilling elements. And it's insane on how good this film still is 10 years later from its initial release. And I have a feeling this film is going to be a lot more beloved in the future. Because it deserves it in the genre. I'm going to give Coraline an A+. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching this review. And look forward to more reviews that I have coming up for Horror Movie Month. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. And as always, if you're new here and you like what you see here, why not hit that subscribe button to join the EliB/520 community, and I will see you next time.